I wouldn't be lying if I said that the touch bar in a MacBook is the most useless thing I've ever seen. Yeah, you get various additional buttons that should help you perform certain actions faster, but in reality this is absolutely not this case. Let's say you're typing text and you have an area where you can select the appropriate words. For example, I'm typing a com and the touch bar prompts me to add a full word. Is that comfortable? Only if you are not good at blind typing. Oh, here is another example. We are editing a video in DaVinci Resolve or post-process photos in Photoshop, and there we have different options and tools that we already have access with the hotkeys. Despite the fact that the touch bar in its basic form is an absolutely useless thing, after today's video I'm sure you will definitely love it. My name is WAMZY. Today I'll show you how to customize a touch bar and make it so much useful. So let's make touch bar great again. Okay, about 90% of the time we work at the computer, we probably don't look at the touch bar because it's out of sight and our hands are covering it. Therefore, it is not the best option to display on it some commands and function buttons. But how can you customize the touch bar on a MacBook? I'll show you right now. First of all, you can do it in System Preferences, Keyboard section. There you can press this button and choose some object that you can drop on Control Strip. But this option is so clumsy and there you can't create custom widgets, buttons and so on. Therefore, we will use a third-party application called BetterTouchTool. Let me tell you right off the bat that I made this video for free and no one paid me for it. Moreover, who will cooperate with a blogger who has only 4 subscribers? I think no one. So let's go to the official website and download this software. Yeah, this app is not free, but in case you have a trial period of 45 days, which is enough for testing and playing with its functionality. After installing it, you get access to all functions and touch bar settings. You can add custom buttons, widgets, folders, text, etc. It all depends on your imagination. Personally, I don't like to overload the system with a third-party software, so in this case I will not create a huge set of widgets and just bring a few things for productivity and a widget that will display the number of subscribers from my YouTube channel. Oh, if you are not already subscribed, it's time to do that, thank you. Actually, now you see a list of actions and buttons on my touch bar. However, we have the ability to customize any widgets by pressing the Control, Option, etc. buttons, which is actually cool but not that useful. So in order to add any item to our touch bar, you need to click the plus button and select the appropriate one from the drop-down menu. Of the basic elements, there is a touch bar button, a group and a Control Strip button. For these elements, you can assign any trigger you want. Open an app or open a link in browser, assign an Apple script and so on. Let's add some widgets like weather information and battery life status. Click the plus button, then go to the widget section and click the weather widget. Here you can edit display format, background color, placement on touch bar, etc. So I like to set black background and now this widget doesn't look like a button. Then I hit right side placement and then assign action when I press this button. For example, I choose to open a web page link from weather.com for more information about weather at this time. Nice! Let's move on. The battery life status. This is actually the same as the weather widget, so you won't have any problems here. Click plus, go to the widgets section, select the battery life widget, customize it and boom! We have another one beautiful widget on the touch bar. And it doesn't seem complicated. But how do we display the information about the subscribers from our YouTube channel? It's so easy, but before we start, check the like button under this video. It's okay? Great, let's talk about Python. Yeah, for this feature you need to install Python on your MacBook. It's extremely easy to do. First off, open Python's official website, choose the latest version, then open the Python installer and reboot the laptop just in case. Then you need to press Command and spacebar and type terminal to open it. Now you need to install a library called API Client Discovery. In the terminal type the following command: sudo pip3 install API client discovery. Then you need to enter your MacBook password. Don't be afraid, it's safe. Next, we create a file with any title, for example youtube-counter.py. Open this file in the text editor and paste this script. I'll put it in the description under this video. Then you need to go on console.cloud.google.com, go to the credentials and click create credentials. After that, go to the library and type YouTube API v3 into the search box and select this item and turn on the API. Then press manage. As you can see, the credentials that we create are shown in the list below. This means that we have done everything correctly. Now we need to copy the API key and paste it here. And now the last thing. You need to copy the ID of your YouTube channel. The ID of the YouTube channel is these letters and numbers in the link after backslash. So copy and paste it in this place. Press Command+S to save this script, and after that in BetterTouchTool software add shell script. In the script section you need to type usr local bin python 3 spacebar users name of user documents name of your script and place the Python file in the documents folder. And yes, if you've done everything correctly, you'll see a subscriber counter on the touch bar. And now again, if you want, you can customize this widget. You know, the color, icon, trigger. I'll select open web page and set a link to my YouTube channel. And now if I press this button, I'll see my YouTube channel in a web browser. In general, the program really improves the touch bar and make it more informative than it was out of the box. And why Apple didn't give the possibility to customize the touch bar without third-party programs remains a mystery. You know, I leave my preset at the link in the description. If you are too lazy to do everything by this tutorial, you can download it, actually for free. But I set a password on the archive so that people who haven't watched this video up to this time couldn't use it. Enter this phrase when unzipping and you can use my preset. And if you are interested about my experience with the M1 MacBook Pro, you can watch this video. And subscribe to my channel so that the widget on my touch bar shows more than 4 subscribers. Thanks for watching, see you next time.